compressedness around the injuries or protection of it, and so it has to be broken up. And so a couple different ways to do that would be massage, range of motion, stretching. And you're going to get injuries, and you're going to get owies, and you're going to have to fight through that to make it better, and you're not going to have to run away from it. I think that's one of the big things.
Okay, so it is working.
Oh, it's perfect.
No, Kenrick, I did not watch the Logan Paul or nothing.
I watched it last night. It was okay.
You liked it?
I mean,
entertaining?
It wasn't a fight.
Oh, you're talking about the fight?
From that standpoint, no. It wasn't entertaining.
I heard a lot of bad things about them.
Yeah.
They were just laying like hugging each other and stuff.
Well, yeah, but it just,
They always do that after the fight, don't they?
it just
That's
Oh, you mean during the fight they were leaning on each
They
other?
were just like,
no,
Mayweather was, or he
No.
was? He was grabbing him.
because he's a bigger guy.
Yeah.
He's tanked,
Yeah,
and two, he's just trying to tire out him.
yeah.
But it was
Uh,
it wasn't a real fight, and you could tell.
it was a payday.
Yeah.
And they did get paid, though, that's for sure.
Oh,
you get very
All right, so for you guys that are doing Titan check-ins, we're going to be doing it next week. And so I'm excited for you guys to get over there and do the Titan check-in. So scar tissue got to be broken up. You guys all know that. That's what scar tissue is. It's a the terminology is that compressedness around the injuries or protection of it. And so it has to be broken up. And so a couple different ways to do that would be massage, range of motion, stretching, or breaking it down. For us, or Jeffrey, you could talk about this too, because you had a moderate back owie.
I wouldn't call it moderate.
I know you wouldn't call it moderate. I'm going to call it moderate. You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
But it was to the point where you couldn't brush your teeth unless you were leaning over and putting your hand on the sink.
Yeah. If I was supported.
And
Couldn't
now,
cough. Couldn't laugh.
now you're doubling close to 400 on front squats.
Yeah. Now I'm black. Like my front squat is more than my back squat ever was a couple of years ago. And obviously my back squat's even higher.
I think what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to injuries or coming back from injuries, you've got to work through the motions. And so his back was hurting. And so a front squat is a lot of back. It's got to stay upright. You're carrying that weight there, especially the way that we do it with the cross hand bodybuilding style. So
Yes.
with injuries or anything that you do have for you guys, and I was just talking to Elias about this, is that we did shoulder press the other day, behind the neck shoulder press. And he came in the very next day and he said his shoulders never felt better. Now, I know that a lot of you guys out there get confused about range of motion because we did a good morning last week, and I was blown away on the sensitivity and the mindset of you guys thinking that if you lean forward, you hurt yourself.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it was crazy. The amount of or doing this would hurt yourself. No, I don't understand that. Do you, Serge, have any input on that? Because I know that this whole neck thing is a very new age in the last 10 years about deadlifting. How your spine has to stay perfectly straight through your neck, and your head has to stay like this when you deadlift and you can't move anything. You explain that to me?
I guess it's just maybe people are too soft.
That's coming from Serge, who's a kid.
Soft.
So
They're telling you not to do all these things, so then they're not responsible for you to get injured. You know, it's like a parent.
a doctor going in and going, hey,
Yeah,
I can give you some aspirin to take us. I have no
hurt your
idea.
shoulder? Yeah, just don't work
Don't-
out for a month.
don't do that.
Yeah, you know, it's so that they're making it easier for you not to get injured instead of learning it.
Yeah, for anybody that's out there, and I think injury is one of the biggest points, is because I put up a video, and a lot of old school powerlifters came out and they go, geez, when I was in my 20s, I could do 700 dead and 7 squat. And by 30s, it was failing. But now in my 50s, I'm completely broken. I can't do anything. And so the real reason why they said that is because I was doing that in my teens and I'm still doing it today. And the reason why is because of range of motion. But also I think it's just the concept that your body is a beautiful thing, and you're going to get injuries and you're going to get owies and you're going to have to fight through that to make it better. And you're not going to have to run away from it. And I think that's one of the big things that we talked about Steve Pack and the way he was doing his form this last week that we saw. And I've never seen it from him before, is I think he's more injured or owies now. And what's making it worse is that when he trains, he purposely tries to stay away from it. So like if his left shoulder's hurt, he'll push even more with the right. And so he'll be very off. So he's trying to protect something. And what's going to happen now in the future is this is going to get weaker and weaker and weaker as this side gets stronger and stronger. And so it's going to be even more of a decline to the one side. And there's going to be a certain point where that one side just kind of gives out and you can't do it no more. So for anybody out there, if you're coming back from injuries, my best recommendation is get back into training, make sure the range of motion is there. Do what Jeffrey did. Go back a little bit and then come forward again. There's nothing wrong with going back to come forward even further than what you were doing. We're not all surge. We don't always live in a deficit. We're not always fasting and legs every day. So
Serge is on his shit.
Surge is
He had one meal today.
no water next to him.
No water. That's the same water as I got here
How many meals you
last week. How many meals?
How many meals?
I'm on 3 right now.
My man's.
Did you go by your mom's to pick them up?
we
Where do you drop your laundry
don't
off?
talk about
Where do you do your laundry?
that.
Let's talk about laundry.
My place.
No, you don't.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good. Dave, I think you're on the same week we are. So
Mhm.
we did the old Monday workout. We got all that in. But I think a lot of us are on the same. Huh?
That's in the reset.
Dave is dealing with some knee pain. So
Yeah.
I'd make sure that you're.
It's my T-band syndrome. Need some arch support. Resistance bands around the knees when he squats and does legs. It's to do home stretching exercises. But I'm cleared to do full squats and leg
Nice.
press.
Nice. Yeah, just stay safe. Stay perfect form.
Do you, dog?
Stay with the sumos like we talked about on the deadlifts. Is little knee movement, and really go back to watch my YouTubes about that knee movement when you're doing the squats and the deadlifts.
What about blood flow restriction?
Blood flow in what sense?
If you cut circulation a bit higher on the knee, maybe to bring in more blood flow into that area before squat or with squat.
Like bands or something like that, and locking it down.
Isn't that the opposite?
No, I was wondering. I was asking. I wasn't saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think blood flow, mostly to places that are really bony areas that isn't a lot of blood flow, like the lower back, very little blood flow to that, so it doesn't heal well. And that's
Bands is the opposite. It restricts blood flow.
restricts it, puts the blood flow in there. You're thinking the arms and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
you're
like
thinking injury though. I think it's a smart concept what you're just thinking.
No.
I think movement though, I think the movement has to be there through the workout. It's like for me, there's aches and stuff until I'm done squatting. And then by the time I'm done squatting, I feel like $1 million. But it's going through that first stages of just getting through those exercises anytime you wake up. You 50-year-olds know what I'm talking about. You know, when you wake up out of the bed and feel stiff and achy and stuff, but by the time you're done with your workout, you feel like you're 20 years old again. At least a year younger than Serge.
Somehow it feels like it's healing. Not
Yeah.
somehow it is.
It's not somehow. If you can get blood flow to that place, and you have good full range of motion, that's going to heal it. That's the ultimate goal. A lot of people, most of it's shoulders. Shoulders are one of those big things. Is people get those locked shoulders. Those shoulders that just frozen shoulders, where they get to a certain point and they're like, "This is as high as I can lift it." And it's one of those things that unfortunately they got injured when they're younger and they just babied it and didn't try to take it out. And then finally that scar tissue gets so locked in. So I don't want that for any of you guys. None of you guys. August 1st, I did talk about this and I'll finish off today. August 1st is the next Titan Challenge 3. We have, or I have, put together the nutrition plan. We're going to fine tune it, and I'll continue to do that as we continue forward until August 1st. And then August 1st, I will allow you guys to try the same nutrition that I am doing, and the plan around that. All right, guys. Besides check-ins next week, you guys have a great week. This week, we are going to keep crushing it. And we will see everybody in the Titan crew for your check-ins. Again, remember to go on over to the post that Jeffrey put up earlier to get signed up and get your emails in there so you guys can win. Win, win, win. That's it for now. Enjoy the day. Be good.